Beneath the same sky, the bustling city of Amaranth was divided by more than just the river that split it in two. On one side stood the gleaming towers and manicured gardens of the affluent, while on the other, a labyrinth of narrow streets and modest homes housed the working class. The river, a ribbon of silver that seemed to taunt both sides, was a physical and symbolic divide, reflecting a societal rift that few dared to cross. Among the noise and disparity of this divided city, an unlikely love story was about to unfold, the origins of Arin and Leora. Arin grew up in the heart of the working-class district. His father was a carpenter, crafting furniture that was both sturdy and elegant, while his mother ran a small bakery. From an early age, Arin's world was colored by the scent of sawdust and the warmth of fresh bread. But it was in the alleys and walls of his neighborhood that he found his true passion, art. As a child, Arin would sketch on scraps of paper his father brought home. By the time he was a teenager, his drawings had evolved into murals. His neighbors often marveled at his talent, saying his art gave them hope in their otherwise mundane lives. Arin's dream was to use his art to tell stories that could inspire change. Leora's world was starkly different. Born into one of the wealthiest families in Amaranth, she was raised in a sprawling estate where every need was met before she even realized it existed. Yet, her life of privilege felt hollow. Her days were filled with lessons in etiquette, piano recitals, and carefully curated social events. While her peers reveled in luxury, Leora often stared out of her grand window, longing for freedom and authenticity. Despite their vastly different worlds, both Arin and Leora shared a common yearning, the desire to find meaning beyond the confines of their circumstances. The encounter, one sunny afternoon, Leora convinced her maid to cover for her as she slipped out of her estate. Disguised in plain clothes, she wandered into the bustling heart of the city. The streets were alive with vendors calling out their wares, children playing, and music drifting from open windows. It was in this chaos that she first saw one of Arin's murals. The painting depicted a lone figure reaching out toward a glowing moon, surrounded by swirling colors that seemed to pulse with emotion. Leora stood captivated, her breath catching at the raw beauty of the piece. As she stared, a young man covered in paint approached, a curious glint in his eyes. "Do you like it?" he asked, breaking her trance. Leora turned, startled. "It's breathtaking," she replied. "It feels alive." Arin's lips curved into a smile. "That's the idea. Art should make you feel something." Their conversation flowed naturally, as if they had known each other for years. Leora introduced herself simply as Leah, hesitant to reveal her true identity. She returned to the mural the next day, and the day after that, drawn not just by the art but by the artist himself. Arin, in turn, found himself inspired by her presence, her questions, and the quiet intensity with which she viewed the world. The growth of their bond, over weeks, Leora became a regular visitor to Arin's makeshift studio, a small, sunlit corner in an abandoned building. She shared stories of her life, though she left out details about her family's wealth. Arin, in turn, spoke of his struggles and dreams. Their bond deepened with every conversation, every shared smile, and every stolen glance. Leora began to help Arin with his work, mixing colors and offering suggestions. Her presence brought a new energy to his art, inspiring him to create pieces more vibrant and profound than ever before. One day, he painted a portrait of her, not as the daughter of a wealthy family, but as he saw her, curious, free-spirited, and full of unspoken longing. But their idyllic world was not to last. Their growing connection did not go unnoticed, and soon, whispers began to spread, the storm of disapproval. When word reached Leora's father that she had been spending time in the working-class district, his fury was immediate. "Do you realize what you've done?" he bellowed. "You've jeopardized everything we've worked for." Our reputation. Our standing. All for what? A fling with a street artist? Leora's protests fell on deaf ears. Her father forbade her from leaving the estate and arranged for her to be sent abroad, far from the city and the young man he saw as a threat. Arin faced his own challenges. His neighbors, once supportive, began to warn him. "You're playing with fire," Arin, an elderly man, said. "People like her don't belong in our world. And people like us don't belong in theirs." Despite the mounting pressure, Arin and Leora continued to meet in secret, their love growing stronger with each stolen moment. But the weight of society's judgment was relentless. The separation, the night before Leora's departure. She and Arin met by the river, their hearts heavy with the knowledge that their time together was running out. The moon hung low, casting a silvery glow over the water. "I don't want to leave you," Leora whispered, tears streaming down her face. "Then don't," Arin replied, his voice breaking. "We can run away, start over somewhere new." But they both knew it wasn't that simple. The world they lived in was not ready for their love. As the first light of dawn broke, they parted ways, promising to find their way back to each other no matter what. Years of hardship. Leora's life abroad was one of gilded confinement. She attended prestigious schools and mingled with the elite, but her heart remained in Amaranth. She wrote letters to Arin that she could never send, pouring her soul onto paper. Each letter was a testament to her enduring love and hope. Arin, meanwhile, poured his pain into his art. His murals became more powerful, earning him recognition beyond his neighborhood. Critics praised his work for its raw emotion and social commentary. Yet, even as his star rose, his heart ached for the woman who had inspired it all. Years later, fate brought them back to the same city. Arin, now a celebrated artist, was preparing for his largest exhibition. His work was to be displayed on both sides of the river, a testament to his dream of bridging the divide. The reunion. On the opening night of the exhibition, the gallery buzzed with excitement. Among the crowd was a woman in a simple dress, her face partially hidden by a wide-brimmed hat. She stopped in front of a painting titled "Beneath the Same Sky," a mural of two figures standing on opposite sides of a river, their hands reaching toward each other under a swirling sky. Arin, standing in the corner, noticed her immediately. His breath caught as she turned. Their eyes meeting after so many years. "Leora," he whispered, making his way to her. "You're here." "I couldn't stay away," she said, her voice trembling. "Not after seeing what you've created." The world around them faded as they embraced, their years of hardship melting away in that moment. A new beginning, with Leora by his side. Arin continued to create, their story inspiring a new era of unity in Amaranth. The river that once divided the city became a symbol of connection, its bridges adorned with murals of hope and love, and beneath the same sky, Arin and Leora finally found the peace they had fought so hard to achieve, proving that true love could transcend even the deepest divides.